if you watched Wednesday's video, this will look very familiar to you, and that is because we are bee watching with Honey outside. So as I mentioned in Wednesday's video, where Honey is staying while her family is overseas, so she's here for a couple of weeks with us, and she is utterly obsessed with the bees. So you can see, look how close she gets to them. It's like she's never seen a bee before. She's just entranced by them. So she just likes to come outside, sit here next to this bush, and just watch all the bees just buzz around. It's the funniest thing. I have never known a dog to enjoy the bees so much. None of my dogs did. Yeah. Mum was just saying, hence the name Honey, because her name is Honey and she enjoys the bees. So because of Honey's obsession with the bees, she's wanting to try and eat them, which obviously would not be very safe for Honey, and it would not be great for the bees either. So Mum is here to chaperone Honey while I'm outside planting so that we don't have an unfortunate incident. At the moment, she's just very happy to watch them, as you can see, but Mum's just sort of sitting on a little stool there, just ready to sort of, as you saw before, kind of just pop her hand in there and just stop her from kind of taking a big gulp of bee, basically. But she's been really lovely to have. It's definitely been a whirlwind. She's a little tiny cyclone of just of joy, really, but she's, all of her toys are everywhere. The house is just a mess, but she's been having a great old time here visiting, but I'm sure she misses her family. And we've got Honey for maybe another week now before they come back. But yeah, she just loves being outside. And I mentioned in Wednesday's video, we've had so much rain. It has been raining for probably the last 4 or 5 days, and today is the last day of the sort of sun weather before it starts to rain again. So we're outside trying to make the most of it, particularly for Honey, because as a little puppy, she's only about 9 months old. She's a Maltese Shih Tzu, and she just, being cooped up inside is just not very fun, even with all of her toys. So she's out here enjoying the bees and the sun. And I thought I would come outside with you today and we would do a couple of garden projects before the rain starts again. So what I'm hoping to do today is get the snack capsicum seeds in, as well as plant that pest control herb that we bought a few weeks ago at the Bunnings in Gympie. I'm very intrigued by this herb. I'll explain a little bit more once we sit down and we start getting it planted. But I just wanted to introduce Honey because she's absolutely delightful. Look at the attention fixed to that bee. Don't do it, Honey. No. Don't do it. The first sort of day we brought her out here, I kid you not, she just dive bombed into this bush trying to get the bees. So we were like, all right, well, definitely needs to be chaperoned outside. Oh, she's so cute. It's just so funny. I've just, never seen a dog that just is so enthralled by the bees. All right, we're going to go back to my little potting position that I have made, and let's get into this and start getting these plants in before it gets too much hotter, because I'm sure Mum and Honey both would like to go inside before it gets too hot. So what I have been doing with the snack capsicum seeds, as I've been harvesting them and I've been eating them, I've just basically been saving the little internal sort of stalk, I suppose, where the seeds are. And I've just been popping them in a glass jar in the fridge, ready for today when I will plant them. And fingers crossed, we get a little crop of new snack capsicums. Now I do have that Morpheus compost, but given that it's seeds, I'm actually not going to add any of that at this point. I think that if, you know, in a month or two's time, I get some really good growth from these seeds. Once they're a bit more established, I think then I will add compost. It is the Morpheus that we bought. We were told that it's actually quite concentrated, so I just don't want to risk like burning them or it just being too strong for little baby seedlings. So I've done that, and I might just sort of do some little runs. Maybe I'll do like 3 rows. I don't know how deep I should plant them, but we'll kind of just wing it. So I'm just going to do 3 little trenches like so. And I'm just going to take these gloves off. Gosh, the gloves are wet from the dirt. Okay. And then, as I said, I've been storing them in a glass container in the fridge, and I've just been keeping, you can see here, like the little center bit, and you can, hopefully you can see where all of the little seeds are. So what I'm going to do is just pull off these seeds now and put them in those little trenches. And fingers crossed, we get some growth. I don't know why we wouldn't get growth, but I know sometimes they, you know, like just sometimes seeds just don't, like certain plants are almost like sterile, and even the seeds don't produce seedlings. So definitely no harm or foul in trying. I'm not losing anything. If it doesn't work, I'll just use this pot and soil for something else. But it would be incredible if it did. Because then that, as you know, that snack capsicum plant that I have had has been an absolute winner. It has produced so much fruit. It's been crazy. And it's been going for months, just months and months. It's really hardy. I have always really struggled to grow like normal sized capsicums, but just super hardy, really easy to grow. And I got the original plants from Bunnings, actually, Bunnings in Gympie. So, and I've not seen them ever again. I think I actually filmed it. It was the time when we went to Bunnings together. But it was last year, maybe like October, sort of September-ish last year. And the plants have just done so well. As you know, I mean, I've just harvested so many capsicums from it. They're really tasty. They go really well in, like, you know, omelettes, in my quiches for the week. You will have noticed I planted a number of seeds. I had a number of seeds and thought it cannot hurt to plant more. If I get heaps and heaps of seedlings come up, I can always sort of pop them out and then gift them to people. A friend of mine has been gifting me some of her plants, so if this works, I can always sort of, I've given her some seeds, but I can also return the favor and give her some little baby snack capsicum seedlings. Okay, so there you go. Maybe I'll do a little layer on top, just in case. Alright, there you go. That is the snack capsicums in. Fingers crossed. Alright, I'm going to kind of tidy up my mess a little bit here, and then I'll carry this around to its final position and I will show you what it looks like in that place. Alright, slight change of plans. Before I take you around to where the snack capsicums are, I'm just going to plant this one up. So this is pyrethrum I may not be pronouncing that right, so apologies if I'm not, but this is the pest control herb that I was talking about. I am very intrigued by this. I've never grown anything like it before. So it's not edible or anything, but you can make sort of like a pest control spray from it. So that's its little label. I take the dirt off of it for you. Hopefully the camera is focusing on that for you. But basically, so it's not culinary. It is a companion plant for home and garden and controls a wide range of crawling, flying and sucking insects. Collect and dry mature flowers and place in a mineral oil overnight. Strain, bottle and store in a cool, dark place. Spray on insects and can be used as a repellent spray to deter insects from landing. Can also be further diluted and used as a pet wash. I'm very interested to see whether this will grow. It is a very tiny little herb, as you can see. So what I think I'm going to do is just pop it in this, and I apologize for the state of this pot, but I'm just reusing pots that I already have. I'm going to pop it in this pot here, and maybe pop it near the roses on the sun deck area, and we might just see how it goes. It doesn't like a lot of water, it likes to be dry. So hopefully it's in a good full sun position there and it will like it. But yeah, I'm very interested into just seeing how this goes, if I get flowers, kind of that whole process with it. If you have ever grown this herb before, I would love to have your feedback on it. I sort of tried to Google how big it's going to grow, how wide, how tall, and it was just all a bit of a mixed bag of information there. So if you have grown this yourself, please let me know in the comments what your thoughts were. How big did it get in your garden? But I just thought I'll pop it in here for now, and we'll put it in a nice full sun position, hope it's happy, and if it starts to get too big for this pot, I can always pot it on to something a bit bigger once I've got a better idea as to how the plant performs. So I'm just going to pot this one up now quickly, and then we will go around and have a little look at the final places. Get my gloves on. Little hole, and basically I kind of just smush the sides of the pot and then tip it upside down. As you can see, super wet here from the rain. I'm sure it is not happy about that at all. And then I'm just gonna pop him in like so. So I definitely will not be watering this one until the soil kind of dries out, given that it is a dry, sort of loving plant. Hello. Hey. You've left your place of the bees. Alright. Oh, look how cute it looks there. Little tiny plant. I am going to keep this label, and I am going to keep the label in here, just so I don't forget what it is. I can always watch this video back, which is actually quite handy now that I think about it. But yeah, so that's that one done. Let's head around that now and kind of just have, I'll talk you through like the positioning and kind of how everything's looking at this stage. Okay, so just to help orientate you, we're over in the sun deck area. These are the current snack capsicums. This is the pot with the lemon balm seeds that we planted in Wednesday's video. This is the little pest control herb, and then that's the snack capsicums that we planted today. So there's always that time when you plant seeds where it kind of just, it's a little pot of dirt and you kind of have to just persevere until those little seedlings come up. but I'm really happy with how this is all looking. I think those 4 little pots together look really nice, and I think once they sort of bush out a bit and we get some growth and some greenery in these 2 pots, it'll look really lovely. I'm very, very pleased to have got those little garden jobs done today. I've been meaning to do it for weeks now, but the weather, goodness me, as I said, just so much rain. But yeah, so this is the little pest control. I'm just so interested to see how this goes. And yeah, what will happen, how the flowers will come. Fingers crossed. And then the little snack capsicums, I will definitely keep you posted with how these do. And when I start to see the seedlings come up, I will be over the moon if they come up, because that basically just means I never have to buy a snack capsicum plant again, and I can just continue to propagate my own, which will be amazing. But as you saw, I planted quite the number of seeds in there, so hopefully we get a few, if nothing else. And the lemon balm that we planted together in Wednesday's video, obviously nothing yet, but I am, again, I've never grown any kind of tea leaves before, or tea herbs before, and I'm really keen to add it to, I normally have, my sort of main tea that I drink is a Japanese sencha green tea. And so I think particularly in the mornings, it'll be really lovely to come out, harvest a few fresh lemon balm seeds, and then add that into my tea, my green tea in the morning. And I'm hoping, I've Googled it, and they said that the lemon balm leaves do have quite the lemony taste, but I've never grown them myself. Let me know in the comments if you have, and whether you felt that they had a really lemon kind of a taste to them. And then we have the absolute beast of a snack capsicum bush. This bush is just, I mean, you all know I've been harvesting off here since last year, and like, look at this, look, there's 2 more here. I've got another one down here, another one here. We've got a number up the top here, another one over here. It's just, it does so well, and it's the easiest plant to grow. Like, it just is in its little pot here. I occasionally put some compost, some fertilizer in, and I water it, and it's just sensational. Crazy considering I have no success in growing actual sort of large scale capsicums. I just cannot do it. But this one is just, yeah, doing so well. So I'm really excited to see how these seeds go. Wish me luck. But as I said, I will keep you posted on that. I also wanted to give you a very quick update on how this little pot of flowers is doing. As you can see, it's doing really well. Gorgeous, I'll put the names of the plants on the screen. These gorgeous yellow with the yellow and white sort of striped petals, the purple petunias, and then the white panthers in the center. Oh, it's looking really lovely. I can actually see this pot from my room, and yeah, adds some beautiful vibrant color to this area. And then just in the kitchen garden, can you believe it has only been a week since we planted these seedlings, the cucumber seedlings? Look at how, it has literally been a week. Look at how much growth has occurred in just a week. They're so close to reaching this top rung here for the cucumber support, but both of the cucumbers are doing so well. Oh, everything in the kitchen garden is looking really good. Even the little, I think I showed you in Wednesday's video, we planted the beetroot seeds together, and we've got the whole row coming up with beetroot seeds. This row here hasn't come up yet. There's only one little fella just down the end here. So hopefully we start to see some little seedlings pop up in the next few days. We did get a ridiculous amount of rain, so I don't know if that sort of upset these little seedlings in this row. The pumpkin is also doing really well. And then you will know in Wednesday's video, we planted all the strawberries together. I am very excited about them. Really hoping to get a crop of delicious homegrown strawberries quite soon. But both of those pots are looking great. Little worm buffet is doing well. This whole corner is just looking incredible. You remember, it was only, I mean, it would have been a couple of months ago now, but I showed you this corner when I planted these panthers. They're the tri-coloured panthers. And they were so small and tiny and none of this was in, and it's only been a few months and already all of this growth. If I step back, you can see it better. And then over here, the sun jewels are just, these are self-seeded. Are they not absolutely spectacular? They just appeared and they have been such a source of joy in the garden. Like, look at those colors. Oh, so lucky that these just self-seeded here. So definitely trying to cultivate them to keep them happy. We've had some marigolds. The rose here is looking really nice, and you can see we're just getting some more roses coming through. So everything is just looking so incredible in the garden at the moment. All of that rain, I'm sure I'm just going to see just a mountain of growth. And as I said earlier, today is the last day of the sunny weather. They're expecting rain again for sort of like the next 5 days. I'm sure the garden will love that. Oh, it's just so wild and wonderful. But I'm really pleased that I've got those jobs done now. Got the strawberries in, got all of my seeds, got that little pest control herb in. And I think that is going to be it for this week's videos. I'm sorry that they've probably been a little bit shorter than normal with the garden projects. Just with Honey here, I'm just very conscious that she's a puppy and her attention span isn't the best, and she kind of has to be chaperoned outside so that she doesn't get, bite the bees and obviously hurt herself. So I've kind of just been whipping out really quickly and doing very small, quick garden jobs. So I'm sure the next round of videos will be sort of back to their normal length. And I think in the next videos, we actually do have another little visitor coming. You will recognize this visitor though. Well, I hope you have really enjoyed spending the time with me today, kind of doing those little garden projects with me. I hope that maybe it has inspired you to plant some of your own seeds. And I mean, as you can see, the seeds, everything I did today, it's the first time I've ever done it. They may fail, I might have success, and I just definitely think that's something that I really enjoy about gardening. I try not to take it, super seriously. I just really want to enjoy my time gardening, and I want to try different things, and I'm learning every single time I'm out here. I'm definitely no expert in the garden. And there's always something, I'm sure even my seasoned gardeners who watch this channel will say, there's always something to learn, there's always something new in the garden. So yes, I'm going to bid you farewell. Happy Friday. I hope you have an incredible weekend. And if you have your own little garden or just your own balcony or a windowsill, I hope you get the opportunity to spend a little bit of time there. And I will see you next week. I think next week, is there more garden projects next week? I'm trying to think of where I am next week. Anyway, whatever it is, I'm sure I will see you on Wednesday. And I know it's going to be another just really fun, lovely video for us to spend some time, catch up a little bit, and hopefully the weather is beautiful then as well. We'll be able to get outside and get some sun. So have an incredible weekend. Thank you again so much for joining me. Bye.